Good morning, student. Let's discuss about skeletal system. Our skeletal systems consists of bones and joint, which provide attachment to the movement muscles, and a proper functioning of skeletal systems and systems of the skeletal system muscle. Bones is uh, classified into three parts: head bones, hollow shaft, and or tailbone. Our body has about 206 bones in the human being. Okay, we have 206 bones. According to the structure, according to the structure's size, bones are classified as long bones, short bones, flat bones, irregular bones, sesamoid bones, and cartilaginous bones. Flat bones, long bones, long bones are long and wide, and they are mainly found in legs, arms. Short bones are short in size and cube shape. They are found in wrist. Flat bones. Flat bones have broad surface. Flat bones have broad surface, and they mostly protect our internal organs and give attachment to the muscles like sternum, scapula. Sesamoid joint. Sesamoid joint have irregular shape like vertebra, skull, etc. Okay, irregular bones. Irregular bones have irregular shape. Okay, irregular bones have irregular shape like vertebra, skull, etc. And sesamoid bones, this have a fixed. Embedded means fixed in tendons. These bones are fixed in tendons, and they hold the tendons like a patella. Cartilaginous patella is present in the kneecap like a patella. Cartilaginous bones. Cartilaginous bones are fixed and soft. Okay, cartilaginous bones are fixed and soft. They are found in ear, nose, etc. Joint. Joint and its type. There are it is the place. Joint is the place where two or more bones meet. Joint are of three types. Okay, joint is the place where two or more bones meet or join. And joint are of three types: immovable joints, slightly movable joint, and freely movable joint. Immovables, or we can say fibrous joint, these are also known as fixed bones. In this immovable joint, there will be the no movement. Okay, no movement is possible, like in skull joint. Slightly movables. Slightly movables, uh, slightly cartilaginous bones. Okay, these joints, in this joint, there is a slight movement. Okay, in cartilaginous bones, there is a slight movement is possible, like intervertebration. And last is freely movable joint. Freely movable joints means those joints which move to a great extent. Okay, those joints which move freely to a great extent. These are covered by thin membranes and are filled by a synovial fluid. These are the fixed joint, and in between the bones there is a synovial fluid. Okay, all these freely movables or synovial joint, the joint is filled with synovial fluid. Okay, okay, the joint is filled with synovial fluids. Therefore they act as a bracing agents and provide a sleepy surface of joint. Just like when we put the oils, then it will give the sleepy uh, in okay, in just synovial fluid. When in synovial fluid, in between the joint there is a synovial fluid which act as grazing agent, and it provides a sleepy movement to the surface of the joint. Synovial joint is also classified into ball and socket joint, hinge joint, pivot joint, gliding joint, saddle joint, and condyloid joint. Ball and socket joint is present at shoulder and hip. Ball and socket joint provide you 360 degree angle movement. Okay, ball and socket joint provide you 360 degree angle movement. It provide the maximum movement, maximum freedom of movement. Hinge joint, it is present at elbow, and it provides you 90 degree angle movement, and allowed hinge joint allowed you the forward and backward movement. Pivot joint, it is present at neck. Okay, pivot joint is present only at neck, and it will provide you a rotation movement. Gliding joint, in gliding joint the bone surface that the joint hold together are flat. Okay, in the gliding joint, okay, just like here, the surface of the bones are flat. Okay, the surface bone surface that the joint hold together are flat. It is present at carpus and saddle joint, it is present at thumb. Saddle joints allow you movement at two axes. Okay, it allow you movement at two axes and allow the different movement. And condyloid joint it provide you flexions, extensions, abductions, adduction, and circumduction movement. Functions of skeletal system. Function of skeletal systems, supporting framework to the body. It acts as pillars and provides structure to the individuals. Means structure support skeletal system. It is made of bones, so it act as a framework to the body and give structure to the individual. Shape, it provide shape and structure of the individual, and it give attachment to muscle and provide us figure and structures. Protection, bones protect the delicate internal organs like skull bones which protect brain, etc. It's provide protection to the internal organs like heart, liver, etc. Junction, bones provide junction or the attachment to the skeletals or straight muscles and tendons. Bones act as a junction, means where the two bones meet, so it also act as a junction. Storehouse, bones are the storehouse of important minerals and salt like calcium, potassium, iron, etc. It store the it store the fat and provide energy. Okay, bones act as a storehouse. Okay, bone also act as a storehouse, and It store the important mineral salt like calcium, potassium, iron, etc. uh, Bones is made of calcium. Manufacturing of red blood cells. Bones are capable of manufacturing the red blood cells in the blood. ठीक है, bones manufacture the red blood cells. Examples: the red blood cells are manufacturing in the bone's marrow. It provides hormones which help in growth and development patterns. Bones help in the manufacturing of red blood cells, and red blood cells helps in growth and development of the human being. Act as a levers. Bone act as a levers, thus provide movement of the muscles. Okay, bones act as a levers, and due to this it provide the movement as well as body part movement. Skeletal muscle attached to the bones give external visible movement to the body. The muscle which are attached to the skeleton, it's provide you external movement which are visible. And ossifications. Bones are capable of doing self repair whenever they are damaged, thus helps in the growth patterns. Okay, bones repair itself when they are damaged. They are capable of repairing themselves. If you give a proper rest, then it will repair itself. Muscular system. Properties of muscle. Almost every single movement of human body, internal or external, it's a result of muscle contraction. Muscle contraction means shortening and lengthening of muscles. So every movement, whether internal or external, is due to the contraction of muscle. Muscles also assist in circulation of blood. Muscle also help in circulation of blood. It circulate the blood throughout the body. They protect and hold in the place the abdominal organs. Muscle also protect. It also protect and hold the abdominal organs. They also give shape to the individual. Muscle provide visual. Many of our muscle work under our control and we make them use. Okay, muscles, some muscles some muscles are under our controls and we make them like while in walking, running, doing sports activity, etc. And this muscle is known as voluntary muscle. Okay, those muscle uh, which in which we have control, those muscle which were according to the will of person. And other muscles like smooth muscle, cardiac muscles, etc. are not under our control. They work automatically without any consciousness. We don't have control over them. These are called smooth or involuntary muscle. They are found in the involuntary muscles are found in stomach, uterus, wall of the blood vessels, etc. And heart is a very specialized type of involuntary muscles called cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is only found in heart. Function. What are the function of muscle? The first is provide structure, just like bones. Muscle provide proper shape and structure to the individual, as well as it's help in maintaining the posture. Okay, it provide you shape, structures, and also provide helps to maintain a proper postures. Provide effort. They work as effort effort arms or levers in the body, whereas bone act as a levers. Okay. Muscle effort arm, effort arm of levers, they help the levers, and bone act as a levers. Bring external movement. Muscles helps to provide external movement to the individual by contraction of skeletal muscles with the help of muscular contraction. If the muscular contract, it helps in external movement. So with the help of muscular contraction, it provide external movement to the body. Help in fluid movement. Muscle provide internal fluid movement. Muscle help in fluid movement. Muscles also helps provide internal fluid movement by contraction of small muscles. By contracting the small muscles, it helps in smooth movement of fluid. Forceful action. Skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscle provide forceful movement of the body as they help in strength, speed, and endurance. Okay, skeletal muscles helps in providing the forceful movement and help in developing the strength, speed, endurance. Provide protection. Skeletal muscles also provide protection to the bones and others internal organs. As the muscle is um, outer layer of the uh, outer layer of the bones, therefore it also provide protection to the bones and others internal organs also. Bring heart contraction. Cardiac muscles make the heart to contract throughout the life. Bring active life. They helps to bring the active life of the individual by the actions of muscle. Types of muscle. There are three types of muscle: skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, or cardiac muscles, or we can say voluntary muscles, involuntary muscles. Okay, skeletal muscles, also known as skeletal muscle or voluntary muscles or straight muscle. This muscle work according to the will of a person. Thus, they are called voluntary muscles. They work under the command of central nervous system. These muscles are attached to the bones. Thus, they are also known as skeletal muscle. When they are viewed under microscope, they look like straight in shape. Therefore, it is known as straight muscle. Okay, skeletal voluntary muscle. Therefore, and this muscle work under the command, under the will of a person's. Okay, this muscle work according to the will of a person's. Therefore, they are called voluntary muscles. And when we look through the microscope, they look like a straight in shape. Therefore, it is also known as straight muscle. Smooth or involuntary or spiral spindle muscle. These muscles are involuntary in nature. They are not control. They are not controls of a person. Thus, they are not controlled by the desire of a person. They work even when we are at sleep. Okay, we can't control the muscles. They work when we are at sleep also. These muscles are mostly found in the found in lining of digestive tract and blood vessels like intestines, colon, stomach, and push the food in the blood vessels and help to push to blood. Thus, the spindle shape and provide smooth lining over the blood vessels and digestive tract and diaphragm. Next is cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are involuntary muscles. Okay, it is also the involuntary in nature, but the shape is different from involuntary muscles, and this is found only in the heart. and they work throughout the life of a person. If they stop, then the person will die. It work throughout the life of a person's. They are chain shaped rectangular muscles which provide continuous contractions along with passive press. They work under the command of autonomic nervous system. Okay, three types of muscles: voluntary muscle, involuntary muscles, or cardiac muscle. Voluntary muscles which work according to the will of persons, involuntary muscles in which we don't have any controls, and cardiac muscle, it is found only in the heart. Mechanisms of muscular contraction. Muscle contract or shorten when stimulated by the central nervous system. Lengthening or shortening of muscles according to the central nervous system when stimulated by the central nervous system. Messages are sent via motor nerves or motor neuron. This motor neuron then split into branches. Okay, the messages are sent via uh, motor neuron, and this motor neuron split into branch and link to every muscle fibers. A stimulation by the motor nerves over the muscle cause release of chemicals at the synapse is the end plate. In end plate, it release the chemicals which bring actin and myosin molecules sliding to each others, thus the shortening of muscle fibers. When the actin and myosin filament molecules slide over each others, uh, there will be the shortening, the muscle short. And when the actin and myosin filament does not slide, there will be the lengthening of muscle. Second, muscular contraction means first is message is sent via motor neuron. ठीक है, मोटर न्यूरन के थ्रू मैसेज जाती है एंड मोटर न्यूरन इज स्प्लिट, वो फिर स्प्लिट इनटू द ब्रांच. ठीक है, बहुत ज़्यादा ब्रांच में स्प्लिट हो जाते हैं एंड वो लिंक, ठीक है, लिंक टू एवरी मसल फाइबर, वो हर मसल फाइबर के साथ अटैच हो जाती है. Stimulated by motor neuron, when the motor neuron stimulate over the muscle. ठीक है, stimulation of motor neuron release chemical over the muscle fibers. ठीक है, when the motor neuron stimulate, it release chemicals on the muscle fibers which bring actin and myosin molecules sliding over each others. This is the mechanisms how the muscle contract, shortening and lengthening of muscle. There are thousands of mitochondria present in muscle cells. These are the tiny structures which receive oxygen from the muscles from the hemoglobin in the blood. From the blood, the muscle receive the oxygen. This causes release of energy for muscle walking. The exchange of oxygen and waste product take place in the capillaries. Okay, the exchange of oxygen and waste product take place at the capillaries, uh, by which capillaries by which capillaries which is made and capillaries by muscular contraction. Okay, exchange of oxygens and waste product is take place in capillaries by the muscular contract. When the muscular contract, there will be the exchange of oxygens and waste product. uh, this energy is supplied by the substance called adenosine triphosphate, which is made and used in the cells. When the muscle fibers is stimulated to contract, the Myosin molecules cause energy release from the ATP, and ATP molecule is further broken down into adenosine diphosphate by the reaction of productions of energy. This is your microscopic structures of muscle. This is the muscles, and the muscle is covered by thin layers, covered by the thin layer called epimysium. Okay, muscle is covered by the thin layer called epimysiums, and muscle fibers, a group of muscle fibers is covered by perimysiums, and um, the single individual muscle fibers is covered by endomysium. Perimysiums cover the entire muscle fibers. Epimysiums covered uh, surround the bundle of muscle fiber, and the endomysiums cover a single muscle fibers. Here you can see here, this is the actin and myosin filament. When they slide, okay, when they slide, this is this is one two this is this is actin filament, this is myosin filament, and this is actin filament. They slide over each others. When they slide over each others, it leads to contraction, it leads to shortening of muscle. Muscle of the body. Our body, uh, there are about 600 voluntary muscles in the body, and over 150 of them are in the head and neck alone. Some of the major muscles are shown below. 45%, ठीक है, 40% of our body weight is voluntary muscle. ठीक है, 40% of our body weight is of voluntary muscles. Each muscle is made of thousand of long and narrow muscle cells called myofibrils, and these myofibrils are arranged in the bundle and enclosed with the tough layer of connective tissue called sarcolemma, and each muscle fiber is made of large number of microscopic threads called myofibrils, and each myofibril consists of a row of minute proteins molecules actin and myosin, and it is shaped like इतना जैसे कि मैंने बताया आप लोग को this uh, this muscle fibers, ठीक है, entire muscle fibers, group of muscle fibers, single muscle fibers, and it is a myofibrils. It entire muscle fibers is surrounded the epimysiums, ठीक है, a bundle of muscle fibers surround the perimysiums, and endomysiums surround the single muscle fibers, and this is myofibrils. Here's the actin and myosin filament contract, and the contraction of muscles lead to shortening of muscles. Here are the types of muscle of the body. Okay, muscle of the body, for examples, देखिए लेटिमाइसियम डोर्सल, ठीक है, ठीक है, gluteus maximus, etc. ठीक है, this all are the muscles. Respiratory system. General working of the respiratory system. Oxygen is important component on which our life depends. It is essential to every cells and tissue of the body. It, ठीक है, oxygen क्या है? It is the important component of our life. Without oxygen we can't live. It is essential for every cells and tissue. The oxygen is required. It helps to provide energy. necessary for the life. Oxygens provide energy which is necessary for the life. Oxygen is broad. Okay, oxygen कैसे? It is brought into the body when we inhale the oxygen is reached toward the body, and its byproduct, that is carbon dioxide, is given out when we exhale. Respiration is the process in which exchange of gas take place in the body, that is interchange of gas. Oxygen fuse with the blood and the carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood. Means when we inhale, carbon dioxide carbon dioxide is go inside, and when we exhale, when we inhale, oxygen go inside the body. When we exhale, carbon dioxide is come out from the body. There will be the exchange of gas, oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood. The interchange of gas means oxygen is fused oxygen is fused oxygen is fused with the blood and carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood. ठीक है, ऑक्सीजन हमारे ब्लड में फ्यूज हो जाती है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज डिफ्यूज फ्रॉम द ब्लड. This process of respiration, the process of respirations involves lungs, diaphragm, respiratory tract, nose, mouth, larynx, pharynx, and trachea. Okay, and there are um, two types of respiration. Respiration is of two type: internal respiration and external respiration. Internal respirations, internal external respiration. In external respiration, the respiration process take place in lungs with the help of alveoli. In alveoli, the carbon dioxide is diffused from the blood and oxygen is fused with the blood. In internal, the process of respiration take place in the tissue and cells. Okay, in means internal respiration में in respiration oxygenated blood reach to the tissue where oxygen get used up. ठीक है, that tissue, ठीक है, oxygen reach to the tissue and oxygen is used during the energy production. And when the energy is produced, the carbon dioxide is released. This carbon dioxide is carried away by the blood to the lungs for the purification through the external respiration.